Can everybody hear me okay? Just drop in the chat if you guys can hear me good. DXY, yeah, DXY is what, pumping, yeah. When did this come in? 3:30 a.m. That night session keeps kicking in. So yeah, if you guys can hear me, just drop in the chat. Make sure everything's good to go, and we'll pretty much get started. Woke up for this morning. Yeah, I know you were saying that last night. Gonna wake up. Today was a good morning to wake up on. There's a lot of moves to be caught. We got this. Can everybody hear me okay? Yes. Okay, good. All right, cool. Let's give it another second. Getting some more people to join up. Let me get my video on here. What's up? What's up? What's up, Jad? What's up, Daniel? All right, so we're gonna kick it off, get started with the XY. As you can see, we're pumping a little bit here. Let's go up to the higher time frame. So it is October 29th, Thursday, last live session of the week, guys. The story of this week has just been DXY bullish all the way. As you can see now, hitting new highs right here, retesting these highs previously that were formed. So yeah, DXY very bullish at the moment. Looks like we're gonna get Nick to join up here. Here, let me get him unmuted. What's going on, Nick?
Check, check. All right, cool.
Yeah, what's up? All right, I'm just gonna go first.
Yep, that's fine.
All right, cool. All right, so yeah, DXY obviously heading very bullish right now, pushing to these new highs. I'm gonna take off this fib. And let's just bump up to the weekly time frame, guys. As always, right now we're battling to form a bullish engulfing on the weekly time frame. So as we can see, this is becoming a very significant move. We're starting to potentially move towards this moving average at 93,900. 94 is right above there that we're going to be testing as well. So a lot of buyers stepping in DXY. It's about to test this level right here. You can drag this across a little bit. So we're coming into this level down to the 4-hour time frame, broke the 200-day, huge bullish engulfing, and now this thing's flying upwards after that. So this is the overall picture right now of DXY. It's just bullish. This 4-hour time frame is bullish. Now we're coming into this daily time frame where it's going to test this level. So we'll see if there's more upward movement sort of ahead for this to the end of this week. We only have today and tomorrow, so I could totally see it start to consolidate around this area. So that being said, let's bump over to NU first. I believe last night I put out an analysis on NU. So this thing was getting ready to fall and then ended up executing. So let's just bump down. Weekly time frame, very bearish, guys. So hitting this high 1, 2, 3, 4 times, hitting this high point, and then starting to lose some steam here on the lower time frame. So down to the daily time frame, we're forming this flag. Flags are just bearish continuational patterns. So we're looking for this thing to continue all the way down to this weekly level here. And as we break this down further to the 4-hour time frame, so 4-hour fell from these highs, and then we started testing this low right here. And then we had this bearish engulfing candle. So we had this bearish engulfing candle right here. So this told me that there was more sellers than buyers at this level. This is like a clear-cut sell signal. So as I bump down to the lower time frames on this one, we could see it started to form this lower time frame rectangle. Boom, right here. And right here. So it started to form this rectangle, bouncing between these levels, and then the best sell signal would have been this candle. You could have also entered on this candle and even as early as this variation right here. And I just put my stops above this level, so above this minor little support and resistance right there. So this was a trade that executed pretty well on NU. As you can see, it's coming back a little bit here. If this thing does pull back like a significant amount on the 30-minute, if it pulls back high enough to retest this high, retest these moving averages, then we can look to get in on another entry opportunity. So I'm gonna path this out. This. Boom. So this would be the potential entry on NU. Again, you know, sells all the way. We're bearish on every single time frame right now. And they'll be targeting this lower level. So that's NU, bearish all the way on that one. Let's go over now to GU. This is another one that played out freaking perfectly. Let's bump up. We were covering this one yesterday on the live session, weekly. So weekly time frame on GU has been bearish. All these highs here, testing these highs 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Now we are in this like consolidation area where we're getting weaker as we come down to the daily. We start to see that. So daily time frame, we hit this 61.8 level and then started climbing higher and higher. And then all of a sudden we had this transition right here. So this pullback, this has been obviously over the last week or so. Since the 21st, we've been going bearish. So I've been monitoring this mainly on the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame, I drew this like huge ascending channel that we have here. So as we could see, you know, was making some highs and higher lows here, highs and higher lows, and then we started to get this pullback. So as soon as this moving average started to cross here, that's when I started to look for sell opportunities on the lower time frame. So I hit the 30-minute. 30 minutes started making this low, this lower high, this low, lower high, low, retesting this high multiple times, retesting the 200-day right here multiple times. And then this current setup was just another continuation of this 30-minute trend. So it just broke these lows, came back up to retest, rejected, came back up to retest. As we could see, the entries were last night or this morning, 6 a.m. was one entry. Another entry was at 3:30 a.m. Volume loves to kick in around then, around the London session. And then we had these two variations. So inevitably, these were the best trade ideas. Yesterday on the live session at 8 a.m., we had hit this low. We were looking for that pullback. This materialized yesterday all during the day. So, you know, this just took a ton of patience. You know, as early as yesterday at 12, we had this rejection, but that was really nothing. We had to wait for something a little bit more significant. If we come up to the 1 hour, we can also see, we'll take this off on the 1 hour time frame, that this was a nice pullback through the moving averages here. So just continuing this 1 hour trends. And then the confirmations here was this channel that broke and was retested, this 200-day right here, and then this bearish engulfing candle that just sealed the deal, moving averages cross. So let's just zoom out a little bit, get an idea of the overall picture. We have this wick around this 100% level right here. So that wick is, we're looking for this to fill at the least right now. So as I bump down to the 4 hour time frame, so we're looking for that wick to fill at the least this 100%. So we're looking to retest this 200-day. And looking at this now on the 4 hour time frame, the next area that I would look for potential entry on, so this is very bearish on the 4 hour. This is about to test now some significant support. As I come down to this support level and this 200-day moving average, this is the next area where I'll look for a 30-minute setup. So I was going over this yesterday in a one-on-one session. So there's no point in like taking a 30-minute setup above this level. This is the level that needs to break. But if it does break and we get some sort of rejection, like some sort of retest, this is really what we're looking for right now to retest. So I can see this consolidating around this area. You know, maybe before the weekend we get another setup that we can actually hold over the weekend on this one. So that's GU, very similar to NU, looking for more downward movement. Let's hit over to USEF. USEF's been bullish all the way this week. So coming into this week, we were talking about this support level. So we had this support level here, this monthly level that was retested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, retesting this level. So obviously, this is a very significant support level that buyers just continue to be grabbed out of. As we come down to the daily time frame, we were looking at this overall very much bearish, but to open the week, we had a bullish engulfing at this support level. So those were two confirmations for us that were saying it might be a good area to potentially take buys. But I wasn't looking to take buys until this level was broken. This is 4-hour structure, lows, lower high, lower low here, lower high here that was formed based on, let's bring on our fibs, based on this 38.2 being tested here. So this made it a lower high point for us. And then this broke right there. And then everything above here was buys on the 30 minute. So looking on the 30 minute, this aggressively was our first opportunity right here. And then we had other opportunities right here. And then we had this huge bullish candle, which I would not have entered on, but pretty much any sort of lower high point, and I would have bounced around from the 30 minute to the 1 hour. The 1 hour is actually a little bit cleaner right now. So if I was looking on the 1 hour, then I would have entered on this candle based on the concept of every time there is a higher low, that is when is the best opportunity to be entering on this. So we had higher lows down here, could have entered. We had higher lows down here. Now this would have been a little bit early because we were waiting for this level to break. So first opportunity would have been this zone right here. And as you can see, we're getting some upward movement. Let's bump up to the higher time frame. What's up, Lee? So on the higher time frame, on the daily, this is very significant because we're breaking above the moving averages now. Something similar to this could play out. The last time it hit this level, we pushed all the way up to this daily right here, this 9,300 level, like right around there. We pushed all the way up there. So something like that could happen again as this closes. This still has half a day left or 8 hours left to close, and even down to the 4 hour, like we just went over. 4 hour broke structure. The next level that we're going to test is this 200 day right here. So look for pullbacks near this level. Look for potential entries near this level. This is going to be a nice area to look at. So I'm going to even draw this little channel. So we need to break above this area. And this is going to be a nice zone for us on the lower time frame, on the 1 hour. If we get some sort of 1 hour formation up here, so I'm going to draw this out. So this is what we need. We need to come up, retest this level, find support, and head higher. So I'm going to leave this on here. We're going to see how this plays out. So that's USEF. Let's go over now to EU. This freaking trade, man, just keeps going.
Yeah, I know. It's just, dude.
It's insane. So earlier in the week, we put out a trade on EU, got stopped out by 1 pip, got stopped out right there. This was the position. Now this thing's running like a wildfire. Let's break this down because yesterday we were even looking for re-entries on this. Let's bump up to this off. Let's bump up to the weekly time frame. So EU on the weekly time frame is pretty deceiving. We have these two bullish variations coming into this week. So it's telling me, okay, more buyers are in control. But ultimately, this level up here had been just sellers all the way. Like previously, we came into this level, sellers, 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 sellers. So this is also a weekly level. So two confirmations there. Previous wicks, weekly level. Still telling me that we had the potential to sell off there. So that's why I was looking for sells. Down to the daily time frame, we broke below this level of support. We were coming up here, retesting these highs. to put it a little better on the 4-hour, this is when we started to look for entries. Once this 4-hour came back through the moving average, and then we made this first lower high point, pretty much what I was looking for is I was looking to just sell into a potential buy level. So I was looking to sell a little bit earlier on this. Once this happened right here, that's when I bumped down to the 30-minute time frame. And then I was just looking for sell orders all the way. This was the first sell opportunity. And then inevitably we had this sell opportunity right there. So we had sells, sells. Those were the two entries. And then we came down. And then last night we started to form this like just consolidation pattern, this box pattern that ended up being respected, broke out. This was at, again, 3:30 a.m. That's a freaking crazy time these days.
Yeah, guys, I guess the real trading hours are from 2 a.m. to freaking 6 a.m. It's ridiculous lately.
Yeah, 3 a.m. has been when a lot of volume's been kicking in. So
AU executed. Or no, what was it? I think it was UJ too.
we
A
had
lot
this
of midnight executions.
30. So we had this. This thing's already up considerable amount, up over 30 pips or so. And this thing's gonna keep chugging here, guys. This 4-hour, it's about to hit. It's already broken below this level of support right here. So I'm gonna line this off. Boom. So
This is a big transition.
this is a significant support level right here. So pretty much next entry opportunity for this one, guys, is going to be at this level. If we hold below this level and then we get any sort of price action, bearish variation, then this is going to be a nice sell off to the downside. I could totally see it start to consolidate here and then bump it back up to the 4-hour. The next level that we get to is going to be this 16200 level. So there's a lot of room on this to fall. You know, we're all the way at this high. So this next level is the 16200 level. So I'm gonna mark this off right here. I guess 16300. So EU looking for an opportunity around this zone. As long as we sit below this moving average right here, we'll be good to go. So that's EU. Let's go over now to UCAD. Let's go up to the daily, the weekly. All right, so UCAD coming into this week, the analysis was we were hitting this, weekly confirmations where we always start off. And we were coming into this week, we saw two spinning top candles at the bottom of this push at the 200-day. So those were very significant signs of reversal. Coming down to the daily, we had this daily very bearish trend. This daily structure right here, this high is a daily structure point. So we're about to hit daily resistance right now. As we work down to the 4-hour time frame, pretty much I was more hesitant on this. I was waiting a bit longer because the 4-hour time frame was still very much bearish all the way. I know we started to get this pullback, but we already had formed this level of resistance right here. So I was waiting for this trend line to break and just a lot more price action above here. As we could see, this thing just broke and pretty much flew right up. The first entry opportunity on this would have been just these variations through the moving averages right here. So this is just our first higher low point. If we were to fib this, we would see that this is right around 38.2. Doesn't hit it exactly, but definitely a nice pullback here that we could have entered on. But not the end of the world because this did push a lot. Like this didn't really give us much opportunity here to pull back on. Now, another confirmation we could have looked at, just looking left, always look for your support or resistance level. So looking left here, I would have really considered this to be another resistance level based on support here, resistance here, ultimately this high resistance here. So I'm just going to mark this off. So as we can see, we fell off on this level and then ultimately we broke above there. So if we were looking to get in on any sort of entry, it would have came right around this line. We would have said, if we break above this line, then that's when we're entering. And as you can see, as this thing broke above this level, it started to take off. So at this point, what are we looking for? I'm going to take off this previous analysis. Always try to clean up your charts, guys, a little bit. So at this point, what we're looking at is this daily high. So as this thing tests this daily high right here, we could either find a lot of rejection and this thing could pull back, a significant amount. And if this thing did pull back, that would mean DXY did something very similar, test this high and pulls back. Or this thing could continue to blow through there. And in that case, what I would look for is the same thing as this. I'm looking for, let's get this on here, a break above, a retest. So we would need this thing to continue higher, to close above this daily level, and then to pull back and give us some sort of retest here to go long. So UCAD, this is what we're waiting on this. So nothing at the moment. And then let's go over to GJ. This is the trade that we gave out earlier in the week. We had entered all the way up here on the live session. This thing has fell a considerable amount from there, and we had another entry opportunity last night, again at the infamous 3:30 a.m., the ghost time. But let's just start up on the weekly time frame. So weekly with GJ, very bearish, forming lower lows, lower high, lower low right here, pulled back, retested this high, and we started to get another fall off. Had this like bearish engulfing candle, and we had this wick last week that closed below the moving averages. So these moving averages are red over blue, which means sellers are in control. Breaking this down to the daily time frame, started to form this daily lower high point. So just continuing this transition on the daily time frame, lining up directly with the weekly. And as those time frames line up, the daily, the weekly, the 4 hour, that's just like ultimate sell. Like, so we're still looking for sells here as this thing hits this weekly level right now. This thing is bearish on every single time frame, all the way down to the 30-minute. So as soon as we see another 30-minute opportunity on this one, we can comfortably sell again. And this is pretty much, we don't need to go up time frames here. This time frame right now tells us everything we really need to know, even the 1 hour. So the 1 hour is really where we can look. This tells us everything we need to know right now. We hit the 61.8. We're within this fib. Now we're below this weekly level. If this thing retests, just minorly retest this level a little bit, we can very clearly get a nice sell signal in here and can just continue with this overall bearish trend. So GJ, not trying to overcomplicate things at all. This thing is very bearish, and we should continue to look for sells on this and just sit on this lower time frame. So GJ looking for potential sells. Just to recap, guys, I did NU, GU, USEF, EU, and UCAD, and GJ. All potential setups coming in for today. No trades live at the moment that we're giving out. But yeah, that's all the analysis for today. I'm going to pass it over to Nick. He's going to get into the pairs that he's looking at. And as always, guys, if you want to enter in the giveaway, just throw your name in the chat and we'll get you guys in the running for the giveaway.
Make sure it's your Discord name that you drop in Zoom chat here, please, guys. But anyway, yeah, good analysis, Angelo. Definitely a ton of movement happening. But I'm going to have pretty much a lot of the same on some of these pairs, but let's get into it. Okay, this is UJ. Similar scenario where we're looking for continuation, but we'll get to UJ in a second. We're just going to do a quick recap on DXY, take a look at this bullish momentum and see where we're at. So Angelo covered an overall bullish push, right? So the higher time frame is very much bearish, right? So if we look back here, we were bullish for a while. Corona happened. Everything got priced in. The dollar started to slide off. We had a huge transition here after this daily break and this weekly break. We had a huge fall off down towards our monthly, tons of consolidation, and then, a couple attempts for a breakout and so on. So let's go to the 4 hour, get a closer look. So here was that drop down to the monthly, tons and tons of consolidation. This has been kind of like a trapping point for the US dollar since all the way in July till now. It's just pretty much been consolidation. Hasn't really been able to get a clear direction although these swings have had quite a big impact on the market so far. So this bullish swing right here, we've seen all those US dollar pairs start to tank. So it's pretty interesting. So like GU is tanking, AU is tanking, UJ is tanking, gold. So everything related to the dollar is moving based on this little bit of a swing here. Although it still is within consolidation, we're getting, you know, a reaction from other pairs. So definitely bullish right now, right? I would definitely like to see a break of 94 to continue this trend. Something that's going to say, hey, this is a larger move. We could be seeing, you know, some sort of daily retracement here. So that's what would happen if we broke 94. We'd expecting some sort of deeper pullback here, probably closer to this 200 EMA area, well above 94, closer to 95 probably. So this could be one hell of a rally, guys. Could definitely be a very large push if we do see those confirmations. But yeah, we can only wait and see at this point, right? So this 94 handle, either going to blow through it with good volume, looking for a higher low to confirm this as a trend, or we're looking for rejection and then, you know, a leg back down towards that major support. So this consolidation could not be done just yet, but you know, if it is, it would definitely be over on this break here. Break and retest, look for a higher low to the upside. So let's just check our targets real quick. Again, jump up time frames. So yeah, if we reversed here, we could definitely make a play down towards this little supporting trend line, and then ultimately look for this for price action to reach this higher time frame trend line, and then we'll reanalyze and come up with two other trade scenarios if that happens, if and when that happens. All right, but if this does pull back, all right, let's say we get this little 4-hour bullish trend continues, we get a break here of 94. Yeah, we're looking for a pretty deep pullback here. And then we'll reanalyze. Either it's going to continue lower or pull back, look for a test of this daily zone. All right, so that's DXY. Definitely bullish as hell on the short term. We just got to see how it handles this zone. So let's move on to AU. First pair on the daily time frame here. Super bullish, guys. We had a transition after this weekly lower high was broken over on the left. I have it labeled as a weekly break of structure. As we saw price action move through it, form some higher lows, and then a giant ascending channel here. Well, not giant, but 4-hour ascending channel. So that confirmed as a weekly break, weekly transition. So let's drop down to a 4-hour and get a closer look at all this price action right here after the break of that weekly zone. Okay, so here was the original break here. Here's that ascending channel that we were just talking about. Let's expand this and kind of zone in a little bit here. All right, so here was that ascending channel, higher lows all the way up. So daily higher lows. Once we broke that, we got a transition from a daily bullish trend to a daily bearish trend. We saw price action continue to melt all the way down into our monthly zone near weekly break of structure. Okay, we got a nice double bottom there. Pulls back to test the daily broken zone. And then we've kind of just been ranging since then between this daily, this 4-hour, this monthly. So these pretty much these three zones right here, we've just been seeing a lot of reaction from. So from here, you know, we've been seeing a good amount of bearish volume here, where we had a test of this daily, then we started getting a lower high below this minor support turn resistance right at 0.715. Actually, there we go. So we got a lower high there, a little bit of an ascending wedge, so it was weakening, and then we got a ton of bearish pressure. So that's a good sign. We definitely want to see that there's conviction coming from one side of the market, right? So definitely a lot of sellers, but a little too early to make a trade, because I mean, you could have had a short in here, but now we're at a low, right? So this monthly zone is very, very significant. We can definitely see a reaction in the form of a reversal back up towards 0.71. So we really want to be conservative here and wait for a break. So I would love to see a significant break of this weekly, and then give like price action here could give us a nice lower high, which could be a good entry opportunity. So this could be massive, guys. It's gonna be a giant trade. So notice one thing interesting about AU and DXY is they're both at key levels. So AU being a key support, this monthly zone, DXY being a key resistance. So no coincidence there, right? How it reacts to this zone is going to determine a lot. So if we get a break on AU to the upside, a break on the US dollar to the upside, we should see a break lower on AU. And, could in fact be gearing up for a very large move, very, very large move. So let's just check our targets real quick on the daily time frame. So if we break this monthly zone, we could be in for a serious drop down towards 0.68 to start, and then potentially even lower. It could fill this whole range. There's not much stopping it. There's some minor support levels, like we just talked about at 0.68, down here at excuse me, 0.665. Wow. So guys, this could be a very large move to the downside if this monthly zone, this weekly breaks. Okay. So we're ready for that if it happens. We'll definitely be kind of stalking this pair as we're seeing this break happen. All right. But yeah, that's one scenario. Definitely looking bearish as of right now. This could be a huge play. But what needs to happen for us to start considering long opportunities again? Very simply, that'd be a break of this daily zone confirmed by a higher low, where we would be looking for entries, targeting higher towards key resistance and prior highs. So first target would probably be around 0.74. I'm sorry, where'd it go? 0.735, and then 0.74, and so on and so on. Ultimately, this would be one of our final targets for a buy. Okay, but until we see some significant breaks of resistance, we're looking short, guys, and this is the most likely trade path for us in the next week or so. All right, so that's AU. Let's move on to AJ. Keep this going. Looking super bearish as well. All right, let's go to the daily time frame to start. This one, however, is maintained bearishness. Like it reached this daily zone and then just couldn't break through it. So let's just zoom out here. Very bearish. You can see a giant descending channel, resisting trend line, very, very strong. We did get a weekly transition here after this lower high was broken. Then we saw a higher low, nice rally. So that was a nice change of trend on the weekly. We're kind of breaking back below that point now, but we're going to drop down time frames, get a closer look at all this price action. But either way, we got this higher low, rallied up into this monthly zone, and then we saw the reversal, which we're going to get a closer look at right now. Let's expand this. All right, cool. So here was that transition, weekly break of structure. Here's the rally into the daily or into this monthly zone. It didn't have enough conviction to confirm this as a break and retest of the zone, and then it confirmed higher low. Just didn't have it in it. It kind of just reversed here, shot lower, and then just kind of failed entirely and just kind of reversed at this monthly, right? So this was the daily higher low. So when that broke, we changed our daily trend from bullish to bearish. What happened after that? We saw price action shoot all the way down to test that weekly zone that was broken, right? Formed a double bottom similar to AU, came back up, touched the daily break of structure, and then started consolidating, reversed from there. Then we got another 4-hour break, more bearish movement, nice lower high, and then for the 1 hour, and then we had a nice break. We had a real nice break right here after this consolidation. Exactly what we wanted to see. Tons of movement. I mean, this thing just melted after this 4 hour. Look how precise this was. So we had all this consolidation. So I drew this 1 hour in as kind of like the split level, like the median of all this consolidation. And it made sense because look, tons of resistance here, tons of support here. So this is like the transitioning point. It's a nice 1 hour zone. We had some higher lows in here. Finally saw that break, retested, nice MA cross, and then engulfed back through the MAs. That was your perfect entry. Literally right here. Bang. What is that? Freaking 5 a.m. I mean, whoops. All right, so that would be our entry there. And then from there to where we're at now, it's just over or almost 120 pips, just over 115. So massive trade, guys. Massive, massive trade. But where do we go from here? We just had an MA pullback. That's a good sign. Let's throw a fib on it to see if that hit structure. It did. It's a 38.2 move. So that could have been another entry right there. Literally just happened. What is that? 4 a.m., 4 or 5 a.m. So these midnight moves are definitely a theme, guys, or these super early morning moves are definitely a theme. But anyway, this is where we're at now. That was definitely an entry right there. But let's just go over any sort of retest, any sort of lower high below this weekly zone, as long as it doesn't drop too much further, look for a lower high in this zone to enter on. Let's go to the 4-hour, see if this target makes sense. Because yeah, it just broke the weekly. So the next target would be here at pretty much 73, and then all the way down towards this week. This with this trend line, nice little pocket of influence here with support being there. And that trend line, jump up to the daily, check your target. If it breaks that weekly, guys, this is very likely. So this would be a target here. So I'm looking to the left, looking at lows, right? This would be a target, pretty much 72.5. This would be a target here, pretty much 71.5. Then this weekly. So we have a few targets, all pretty far away, all suggesting a pretty large drop potentially. So yeah, I mean, this thing could absolutely melt on that break. Zoom in a little more, just check levels as we move through timeframes here. Yeah, guys, this could be a nice move, tons of volume. So we'll just see how it reacts this weekly. All right, let's drop to the 1 hour and go over a bullish scenario. Just this. Boom. Okay, cool. So bullish scenario. I want to see, before I consider any long position, I want to see a move through all this consolidation. So any sort of break above this 4 hour here at 75 flat with a higher low confirmed above it, I would feel confident then changing my bias from bearish to bullish and start looking at long positions. And then I would just target towards key resistance, being the top of this range first, followed by the monthly, and then I'd reanalyze and come up with other trade scenarios once we reach this level of potential reaction, this monthly zone. All right, but anyway, for the time being, AJ is looking super bearish, guys. Could get a nice trade opportunity if this thing does pull back. We'll see. We will see. All right, so let's move on to UJ. This one's looking good too. Go to the daily time frame first. If we zoom out, we're here on the daily. We can see that this thing has just been insanely bearish for quite a while. Giant descending triangle, tons of lower highs, key support being at 104.5. And then recently we've just been getting consolidation at that level, right at 104. Tons of consolidation, tons of lower highs leading up to that point. So everything as of right now suggests, bearish opportunities only. We're only looking for shorts because everything is so bearish. All right, so let's go right to the 4 hour. Get a closer look at what's going on. Here's our last couple lower highs before we started getting some serious pushes. So over here, we had a break, push lower, tested support at 104.5. Quick reaction, pulls back. I believe this is an 88.6 retracement from this high to this low. This pullback, this was an 88.6 right at this 106 handle. Also a lower high, rejected from there. Gave us this head and shoulders pattern, dumped on the right shoulder, right through the neckline, which was also a 4 hour break of structure, being that these are higher lows. Broke right through it, gave us a flag pattern, hit a fib level, and then moved even lower. Let's go to the 1 hour. Here's that little flag we just talked about. So this thing is super bearish, guys. I mean, did it complete the flag already? Let's see the height. 60 pips roughly from the breakout. Yeah, so pretty much completed the flag, but that's not really the important thing that we're trying to look at here is this zone. This zone is what is super important. Is this 104.5 handle. And this is significant because if we go to the higher time frame, we can see that this has been the sole zone that has been stopping price action from all in here. All the way since July, this zone has been holding. Even back here, was acting as support here as well back in August, here January. So all the way back here in March again in 2018. And then here again, November. So this thing has been holding for years. This zone has been a significant zone for years. So that's why I'm saying this zone is very significant in the sense that if this is a true break, this could be a pretty large move that we're going to see happen here. So especially since, especially since, again, DXY, this could be in for a very large move, especially since we break this 1 hour, this 104.5 handle, we could be seeing new lows according to the higher time frame. So definitely look to get well into the zone, if not all the way to the bottom near 103. We'll see. This will definitely be a long-term trade, probably split up into multiple trades if this does become a large bearish move. But we're looking for entries pretty much right now at the 38.2. Some sort of lower high, just any sort of rejection, nice conviction to the downside. Could be a nice little short-term entry. So I have one marked up here, 50 pip stop loss for 37 take profit, 2.5 risk reward. Could be a nice little trade. Just need to see the right confirmations. I mean, guys, the volume is there. So if we see a nice lower high, positive rejection, a movement down towards 37 pips could literally take a couple hours. So nice little 2.5% sitting there. But yeah, we'll see how it plays out. All right, and obviously, guys, if we're looking for long opportunities, we need to see a significant level of resistance break, at least, starting with this 4 hour. Then you could take a nice little counter trend trade into the 4 hour, right? If we see this higher low with good conviction form, crosses this 200 EMA and so on. So this could be a nice little trade as well. Okay, but we're definitely looking at shorts until this 1 hour level is broken. All right, so that's UJ. Let's move on to EJ, and then we'll wrap it up with gold. EJ, God, these EU pairs, man. These Euro pairs have just been moving. Lighting a fire under this shit. Damn. All right, so daily time frame, guys, on EJ. Bearish, right? Huge bearish channel. I mean, this thing is massive. Since January 2018 all the way to May 2020, we've just seen lower lows and lower highs until we didn't, which happened here. We saw a nice break take place in June, broke through all these lower highs, which were weekly lower highs. So this was a weekly break of structure that was confirmed by this higher low and this movement confirmation to the upside. So after the transition, after the change of trend, we saw a huge rally into this monthly zone where we got kind of a 3-peak reversal here. Nice, slow, consolidating reversal. Got tons of lower highs, tons of exhaustion. And then we started seeing some breaks of structure. So let's go to the 4 hour on that note and get a closer look at what's going on. So here was that 3-peak reversal. Kind of just coined that friggin' term. But anyway, 3 peaks here. Nice slow reversal. It developed nicely. Gave us that lower high. Blew through support. Right. So these two lows, these were higher lows here. Daily higher lows. That caused a daily change of trend from bullish to bearish. On this break, it pulled back all the way to the 61.8, then reversed, and then broke this 4 hour structure level. So 4 hour went bullish. Then price action pulled back to test the daily, which was still bearish. It rejected multiple times. So definitely still bearish. Rejected multiple times. Shot lower. Finally, just blew that through that 4 hour level. So we're confirmed bearish now. This, you get rid of that long opportunity. That thing's done. So from here, this could have been a nice short. Let's go to the 1 hour. Let's go to the 1 hour. All right. So this is basically a pullback. I'm going to get rid of these fibs just to clean it up a little bit here, just so I can show you guys price action. Here is that break through the 4 hour. Let's move down slower. Break through the 4 hour. This could have been a nice entry here on this bearish engulfing, but to be more conservative, I want to see an MA pullback, then an MA cross. So this thing can keep dropping for all I care right now. I'm more interested in the pullback. The lower high, the first lower high to form in this new range, that's what I'm interested in. And I'm in my new range, I mean between the 4 hour and this weekly. These two breaks of structure here. So I just want to see a nice pullback through the MAs, and then we can enter on MA cross, bearish engulfing, shorting the hell out of this into the weekly zone, which is still about almost 200 pips away. Massive trade, massive trade potentially. This is what it would look like. Stop loss just outside that 4 hour level. Looking to get into the weekly. Boom. There you go. There you have it. This could be even a little bit tighter probably. Just about a 3-to-1. Yeah, massive trade. So this could be something big. Just got to wait for the right confirmations. Again, ideally, pull back, then turn an MA cross. Then we're short all day. All right. So let's go over bullish scenarios. What needs to happen for those of you that like taking risky trades, living on the edge? Look for a higher low just above this 4 hour, and then look to play the range. Again, I'm not a huge fan of playing the range. You guys can do it. There are strategies for it. But this could be a decent scenario as far as playing a range goes. This one looks pretty good. Look for a higher low above the 4 hour, target the daily. Simple as that. For a more long-term outlook, and a more conservative entry, we're going to wait for a break of this daily. Higher low above that, then you could target the monthly. I like this scenario a lot better. Just a lot more confidence in that rather than playing a range that we saw tons of movement in. So it's easier to get faked out. But either way, I mean, if the confirmations are there, guys, we're just following. But luckily, we don't have to look at this just yet because as of right now, we are bearish as shit, looking to enter on that lower high, target lower. All right, so that's EJ, guys. Not bad. Not bad. Tons and tons of volume. I mean, this thing just slid to almost 200 pips. Nope, like it was nothing. All right, so gold, guys. This one's looking pretty interesting too, actually, much like EJ. So if we zoom out, we can see we're very bullish, guys. I mean, nothing to it. Super, super bullish. Let's zoom in a little bit. We had a break of 1800, and that's when things really blew up. Tons of volume was just injected into the market. We saw gold rally from 1800 to 2070, like immediately. There's one bullish candle in this whole rally. And it's not even really, I mean, one bearish candle in this whole rally, and it's got a big ass wick on the bottom of it. So absolutely insane. Thing just rallied for a mile. And then we got the reversal of 2070, right? We got this giant descending triangle forming. Lower high here, lower high here, lower high here. Key support at 1930. So all this is suggesting that it's going to break the zone. It did. That was a daily break of structure as these lows are higher lows. And we had a nice little transition from a daily bullish trend to a daily bearish trend. So let's go ahead and drop to the 4-hour, get a closer look at price action here. All right. So here is that rally. I don't have this marked as a descending triangle, but you guys can see it. You know, one lower high, 2, 3, 4, key support. It's a triangle, pretty easy. So it broke through these higher lows. That was the daily break of structure right at 1930. Pushed lower, hit the 61.8 fib level, just like we saw in EJ. Pushed back up, touched the daily zone, and then was ranging. It was ranging between this 4-hour and this daily. Didn't really have a clear direction, so we wanted to wait for one of these two scenarios to play out. So we had a bullish option here, looking for a higher low above the daily. And we had a bearish option here, looking for a lower high below the 4-hour with an entry zone labeled. And look what's happening, guys. Stage 1 is initiated on gold short operation here. So we're getting the break. We're getting the break of this 4-hour, looking for a pullback, lower high to enter on. And then we're targeting the weekly and then ultimately 1800. So we could definitely have a pretty big dump here on gold coming up. But stay tuned. Keep an eye on it. And again, inversely correlated to the US dollar. So what do we see happening on the dollar? We see that it's rallying. So, you know, we should see gold react to some extent, bearish volume with that reaction. Okay, so yeah, I mean, looking pretty good. Let's do a quick recap. DXY bullish, AU bearish, AJ bearish, EJ bearish, gold bearish. So definitely looking pretty bearish on all these pairs. But yeah, guys, so if you guys want to check up on these tomorrow or later in the day, or if you see a lot of movement, you could check these out in the premium analysis on the Discord and also here on TradingView as well. You know, we post all these Sunday analyses where you guys can actually look at them. They have play buttons. So come back in, check it out. You know, there are descriptions that are still very much valid for this week. So just check here for targets and see how the analysis is playing out. If you guys need a little more guidance, that's what these tools are here for, all right? So
yeah, and if you're watching this video a little bit late, I know we had a question yesterday. You could still, we're going mainly on the higher time frame here, guys. So you can still watch this later today. And the analysis can still be pretty much valid. So
very good point.
Yeah, keep that in mind as well. I'm just gonna share real quick. So like Nick said, if I just posted the analysis that I went over today in the premium analysis. So just looking at, potential moves for today for the major pairs. If you guys want to get in on that, it's just go to the start here section, $7 one-time fee up here, this premium analysis. And you're getting a full course with that too. So you're getting some lessons involved with that as well. So that's pretty much the premium analysis group. It's just building off of these live sessions, guys. So if you're finding value in these sessions, then definitely get involved in the in the premium analysis. Other than that,
off each other.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just saying it all builds off each other. It's super. It's like we start off on the Sunday, analysis, and we'll work our way into the premium analysis. Then, we'll work into signals throughout the week and so on and so on. So it all goes into each other when we have it.
Yeah, and we do have this sale going on right now. So if you guys are interested, I know a couple people were reaching out yesterday. We are doing a sale on our lifetime membership. So everything included in this is going to be the course videos, the signals, one-on-ones. For the one-on-ones, guys, we give you a link where you can schedule the calls with me and Nick. We're open. Our availability is open Tuesday through Thursday, like pretty much in the middle of the day. So from 12 to like 8 p.m. So you guys can schedule those whenever you'd like. And then it also includes our trading plan, private chat, psychology training, fundamentals. If you guys don't know about the fundamentals, this is included with the signals. We used to read these kind of at the beginning of these live sessions from the previous day, but every single day, we basically just drop our analysis on the main news events that are going on, just breaking it down a little bit further. And also, you're going to get 10 lessons on fundamentals if you want to learn more about the key indicators that actually drive the market. I was actually looking at today as well. There are 2 events coming up, both on AU, that are potentially very negative for the Australian dollar. So we could definitely see some more movement on any of those pairs, like you were going over AJ, AU,
Right.
anything like
Yeah,
that.
potentially that AU sale potentially.
Yep. So again, just lifetime membership, 40% off right now, guys. If you want to get in on this, just shoot me and Nick a message after this. There's 3 spots left for the package. So we'll get you guys involved, get you guys started this week. And this is our last live trading session of the week. So next time we see you guys is going to be on Sunday. Next week is going to be, I believe, a pretty crazy week because we're going to have the election next week.
Yep.
So the market is going to be all over the place, but we'll be here. We'll be live. Next session is going to be Sunday. Like Nick said, if you want to look back at our analysis from this past week, I'll post all the after shots. But you can just come in here. All the live sessions are in here from this week. This is all free. And then you can come to the top. These are all the pairs that we went over from this previous week. So you can come in here and play any of these forward, see how they're playing out. Just click this little play button that's on here. And then at the end of this, and at the end of this week, we're going to post all of our analysis in here again, same thing on Sunday. And then we'll do the Sunday market blitz on Sunday. So that's it for the session. I got all your names for the giveaway. The giveaway winner will be announced either today or tomorrow. So hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thanks again, for sitting on a live session.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. So yeah, next time we'll see you Sunday. If you need us, reach us on Discord.
Yeah.
We'll be there all weekend. So yeah, just enjoy the rest of the week, guys.
Hell yeah. Thanks for coming through the live sessions, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.